Hello everyone, welcome to my very first Q&A video. I got a lot of questions from you guys, so without further ado, let's begin. You can see like the shadow of the blinds from the window on my face, this is weird. First question is, who are your favorite characters and why? That's a good question. Now, I have a lot of favorite characters, so it's not just a straight answer, but I'm grouping them into several types. First off, we have the neurodivergent ones. We have Luz, we have Marcy, we have Peridot, and Trapta. I like these characters because I'm neurodivergent, I'm on the spectrum, and I like these characters because I relate to them. You know, sometimes I have trouble fitting in, sometimes I hyper-focus on stuff, sometimes I don't pick up on social cues, and, you know, just seeing that represented in characters, just, I like that. Then we have the cute critters, because cute critters make me happy. We got Lion, Zim, Momo, Pupa, King, Atticus. Do robots count as critters? Because 1-1 and Markov would count? I don't know. One trope I like is small, violent children. You know, Tough, Frosta, Polly, Pupa and King again also count. I just love them because they're cute and funny. There are some other animated characters which don't really fit in either of those categories, like Seuss or Comfortable Doug. And I haven't watched SpongeBob in a long time, but I'll always have a soft spot for Patrick Star. Yoshi will, of course, always be my favorite video game character. Also, I have a soft spot for Kirby and Luigi. And, of course, Knuckles is always superior. Next one has a few questions in it. Have you ever met anyone famous? Now, I've never, had a discussion with anyone famous, meet them. But I have been to Comic-Con autographs and photo ops and whatnot. I met Chris Evans and Sebastian Stan, the late great Carrie Fisher, Charles Martinet, Alton Brown. That wasn't at Comic-Con, that was just at a thing he was doing. Rhett and Link, also not at Comic-Con. Probably some others that I can't remember at the moment, but all of these were the take a picture with someone type opportunities, not like meeting. Pizza or burgers? Burgers. I used to be more into pizza, but now it's burgers. Favorite movie? Alright, I'm gonna give my favorite live action and favorite animated movie. Favorite animated movie is Monsters Incorporated. I love that. It has great characters, great story, animation that was beautiful in 2001 and is still beautiful today. I once watched it 7 times in one day when I was young. Very young, 3 years old. Later entries in the franchise were pretty good, but the original film will always be the best. Live action, this was a tougher one. At first I was going to say Ant-Man. I love Paul Rudd, I love Michael Pena. It has great action, great comedy, great characters. But I wasn't 100% confident about that until just the other day when I rewatched a movie I haven't seen in a while, but I have seen many times, which was Mr. Bean's Holiday. Bet you weren't expecting that. But honestly, that movie just consistently works for me. It's extremely funny, it doesn't have a complex plot, but sometimes great comedy is all you need for an enjoyable experience. That was actually the very first live-action movie I saw in the theaters. It was raining, and my mom and I needed to get out of the rain, and she was a fan of the original, so she was like, I'll just watch this. And I really enjoyed it, and I still enjoy it now. How do you decide what videos to make? The theory videos mostly started after I watched Star vs. the Forces of Evil, and I had a lot of thoughts about Toffee, and I wanted to share them with the world. And once I saw that video got positive responses, I decided to make more in that style. Sometimes I knew which topic related to the show I wanted to talk about, like the Toffee video, or Parallel Worlds, or the future of Earthny and Etheria. Other times it was a little more broad, and I just watched the show, took some notes, and made videos based on that, like A Trio of Calamity, or Staying on Track, which, fun fact, Staying on Track, I actually think that's my best video, in terms of quality. As for the episode reaction videos, I like when people watch an episode and react to it. I wasn't sure how to do live reactions at the time I started them. I do now, but back in March when I started that, I figured taking notes while watching and then talking about it would be a good substitute. Dorming meant I didn't have enough time to do reactions for each episode of Amphibia Season 3A, but one video I made while I was on break I think was fine. And I might do the same for Owl House Season 2B, we'll see. When did you get into animation, and what show that's already over would you like most to see a new season of? I've always been into animation to an extent, but this COVID-19 quarantine is when it really started to kick in for me. I got really interested in just the animated shows and movies and stuff while I was home. As for a show I'd like to see a new season of, Infinity Train, I'm always hopeful. We only got half the story. Please make more. One thing I would like to see is more entries in the Steven Universe franchise, but not from Steven's point of view. Because that was one of the problems with the franchise, because there was important stuff we didn't get to see because Steven wasn't present, like Lars of the Stars and stuff, and, you know, Lapis and Peridot clearly had some character development which we never saw because Steven wasn't there for it. So, maybe just like a little anthology series of just like moments that happen in the universe which like Steven wasn't involved with. That would be nice. What am I studying in college? My major is in media studies, and my minor is theater. The winter class I'm taking right now isn't related to that, it's a psychology elective. What are your favorite fandoms? Do you write fanfic? I'm part of a lot of fandoms, and some of them you haven't even seen because I watched a lot of shows between August and now. But I'd say my favorite ones are Starverses, Owl House, Steven Universe, Amphibia, She-Ra, and Avatar: The Last Airbender. I enjoy many others, but those 6 are probably my absolute favorites. I have written a few short fanfics for Steven Universe and Amphibia, and I usually participate in the monthly writing contest on the Starverses: The Forces of Evil Reddit. There's also like 1 or 2 other like fanfics I wrote like way back in the day that are unfinished, but I'm not really counting those. What are your favorite episodes of Star, Owl House, and Amphibia? Star, my favorite episode is Toffee. Owl House, my favorite episode is Knock Knock Knocking on Hootie's Door. And Amphibia, my favorite episode is, of course, True Colors. That is just a masterpiece. What's your dream job? Something in the animation industry. I don't know exactly what. Maybe an animator, maybe a writer for animated shows, maybe a voice actor. My ultimate dream is to have a show of my own, but I recognize that that's not something everyone can achieve. If you could live in any show/movie, what would it be and why? She-Ra post-finale. They have nice people, they're extremely tolerant, they now have access to space travel. Now that the Horde's gone, there really isn't a whole lot of danger. It's just a magical place. I would have said Owl House if it wasn't so dangerous, so I'll settle for She-Ra. When did you get into Avatar: The Last Airbender? Do you like it better or Korra? I saw a few Avatar episodes way back in the day when it was originally airing, but I didn't really get into it until relatively recently when it got put on Netflix and everyone started rewatching it. I like Avatar: The Last Airbender better than Korra, but they're both excellent shows. And now the question I've saved for last. Is it hard to make videos? How long does it take you? Making videos isn't particularly hard, but it's not necessarily easy either. There are different challenges that come with different videos. I'd say the hardest video I've made was probably the Zero Wing one back from 2019, because that had a lot of effects, which was just very time consuming. The episode reviews don't take that long, they're usually finished the day that episode airs. I usually prepare a few clips and memes I think will be relevant, but otherwise, I watch the episode in the morning and take notes, record me talking about the notes, and edit it within a few hours. Amphibia Season 3, I had taken some notes throughout the whole season of stuff I wanted to talk about, so by the time Froggy Little Christmas aired, all I needed to add was stuff about that episode, and had a whole lot of footage ready in the software, because I would like preemptively record footage and just place it in like a video file timeline, and just wait for me to do something with it. Editing for that took longer, but I still got it out by the end of the day, which I was actually surprised at. I didn't think I'd be able to finish that in one day. The theory videos take longer. Writing the script doesn't take too long if it's for a show I already watched, maybe a day or two. But some videos, I haven't watched the show first. I'm just like, I want to watch this show, I want to make a video about it, so I watch the show and take notes while watching. Like, that's how The Boiling Point or Staying on Track was made. Recording show footage and recording my voice and editing it together, that whole process usually takes 1 to 2 weeks. Generally, any of my videos where like the main video footage is just footage of me appearing, and I just have to edit it together and then overlay clips on top of this, that always takes faster than the theory videos where I have to like drag clips from the show into the whole timeline, and that's all it is. And that's it for today. Thank you to everyone who commented on the Q&A announcement video. I had fun answering your questions. I have absolutely no idea when the next time I'll upload will be. Maybe when Owl House Season 2B ends, but I don't know when that'll be, because we don't know when it'll start airing. Probably in March, and if it starts at the beginning of March, then that means it should end by like the middle of May, and I'm not sure if that'll overlap with finals for my next semester. It might end near the end of March, in which case I think I'll be out of classes by then, so I should be fine. Which, I mean, either way, Owl House Season 2 is going to end almost a year after it started, which kind of hurts to think about. So until my next video, whenever that may be, thank you for watching.